The passing of a person is supposed to be a somber moment by coming to grips with the loss of a human life. But the situation here at the South La Estate, which is close to the morgue of the La General Hospital, is a different case. Now we have some mourners coming to perform interesting charades. Some of the activities that go on here are playing music from loudspeakers, screeching of cars and motorcycles, and even playing football just by the morgue. And this is in a bid to get ready for their deceased for the final funeral rites. Now we've spoken to some of the residents who have complained bitterly about the situation and even raising issues about some practices by the hospital which is life-threatening. We are here to find out today on People and Places exactly the feeling of the residents living around the La General Hospital. Hi, Mr. Gabra, welcome to People and Places.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so now we've been hearing a lot of complaints from residents, of which you are one. Can you tell us a brief history of how everything started?
Thank you so much. The hospital, we say, used to be a general and used to be a polyclinic. It was established somewhere in 1972 by the late General I.K. Achampon's wife, who was also a nurse here. Okay. Why it was established was to help residents of South La Estates, and it was established for it to be like a community clinic where people are sick and they can easily get to the hospital and find solutions to their sickness. However, somewhere along the line, residents were informed that the clinic will have a very small morgue, and that when people die, it will just be a transit place for them. Which we asked them, so where are you going to put the morgue? But they told us just close to the roadside, and the morgue will have roughly about 10 dead bodies waiting for them to be transported to another morgue. Which we said, okay. Unfortunately, we noticed within some 10 years ago that the morgue was rather placed at their canteen, okay? Oh. Where the building is used to be a canteen where we're all going to eat there. I mean, food was very nutritious.
Was it a canteen for the hospital?
It was a canteen for the hospital and for the community. Okay. So we're all buying food there, and food was nice, cheap, and very nutritious. So we were surprised that the canteen that we used to eat there was turned into a morgue. Right. Some of us visited the place and we noticed that it wasn't going to take about 10 bodies. It was going to take many more dead bodies because the place was very big.
So what was your first reaction when you realized it was turned into a morgue and then it was taking more dead bodies than they had promised or supposed to take?
Well, I was very angry and I came out to tell everybody, you know, getting to the morgue is very difficult. But then, with my experience working in the morgue for some period, right, I found it very easy for myself to enter to check on what was happening there, which I did. And I noticed that, interestingly enough, it was rather a big morgue, right? So I came out and we organized a press conference and told residents, told everybody that what we are expecting is more than what we did not expect, which means that the morgue was very big, right? Now, we were okay with it till we noticed that there was a lot of nuisance like we are seeing now. I mean, if you look behind me, yeah, this is a typical example of what goes on here, right? They are coming for their dead body and residents can no longer use the road like you can see now, because if you try to cross the road now, you'll be knocked down like you are saying. So these guys are coming for their dead body, and there goes the display.
So this is what they do?
This is what we face.
On what days specifically?
Thursdays and Fridays. This is what happens here, and it's really quite nasty. Well, you cannot stop them because most of them come with Indian hemp, and they smoke it around. In groups of about 5, 10, you cannot go and stop them. I mean, who are you? right? So this is what we go through. And if you speak to residents, they'll tell you that, of course, they cannot even rent their premises.
Because
people have dwell
nuisance.
houses and so on. They cannot rent it because this is the order of the day. I mean, who will come and live here with all this noise? Right. So, apart from the noise making like you are seeing, we have those who share a common wall with the hospital complaining. So Thursdays and Fridays, they are all out of the area because we have this bad stench of human bodies. And apart from the stench, you will also be smelling formalin gas, which they use to preserve the bodies and so on. It's really a nasty scene.
Of Madam Patience Nyamite, one of the residents who lives right behind the mortuary of the La General Hospital. She's one of the inhabitants who have been complaining about the stench, the noise, and the appalling activities that has been going on in the area. Can you tell us how the situation is here on Thursdays and Fridays?
Thursdays and Fridays, there's a lot of noise. The stench that comes from that place is very heavy. You can't sleep. At times I have to leave the house because of the stench. It enters the bedroom, the kitchen, everywhere. You can't stay in.
Okay, how long have you been in this area?
I've been in this area since 1967.
Okay. And when did it start?
About 12 years ago. I'm saying it's about 12 years ago.
Okay. Okay, so if you don't mind, can you show us exactly where there's a boundary between the La General Hospital and your house, especially where the scent is coming from?
So this is the place to wash the bodies. This very room. Okay. This is where they wash the bodies.
The bodies, okay. So it spreads, it's come from there straight to every corner in the room. Oh, okay.
Everywhere. This is somebody's bedroom.
Okay.
And the kitchen. Everywhere.
And is a person able to live in the room?
No. Because of the stench, there's nobody there as of now.
No. Okay. So do you live alone or you live with your family?
I live with the family.
Okay. Okay. All right. I sympathize with your situation.
Okay.
Yes, because I'm even coming from there alone. The little I've smelled.
Yes.
It's really that bad.
The other day, last week, I was washing here, and even the stench was there. The sitting room there, even not here or there, the stench was there. From the place. From the place.
When I came with my colleague, we saw a group of young men roaming about in funeral clothes, shooting.
It's normal.
Guns. It's normal.
Yes. It's
how
normal.
How long do they stay when they come?
It depends upon when they will get their bodies before they will leave. 1 hour, 2 hours.
And all those times they've been making a whole lot of noise.
All around the estate.
Do you have any reason why they do all sorts of displays such as what we just witnessed?
Well, after speaking to a lot of them, most of them are under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Their colleague is dead, especially if the person is a young person, was a young person, maybe from between the ages of 18 and 40. They feel, this is the right thing they do. If it's a taxi driver, and taxis will come and spin their vehicles all over. If the person who has died is a motor rider like you are seeing, which I believe so that the person is a motor rider, all the motor riders will come together and misbehave. If they come even calmly and take their body away, we don't have any problem. And then one issue that we go through is that they litter the place. They litter the place with a lot of nonsense. Some weed that have been smoked, left on the streets, pure water containers, hard alcohol, what do we call it, Tota Pack and all those.
Yeah, we also witnessed a gunshot.
Thank you, right.
Some of the young
So it
men.
goes on. This is just the tip of the iceberg, and I'm happy you are seeing it yourself, right? So this is what residents go through every Thursday and Friday.
Have you witnessed any accident of one of these charade displayers, let me put it that way, losing their lives or getting hurt? I mean, because screeching of cars, riding motors haphazardly is kind of life-threatening. So have you witnessed any such?
Yes, I have witnessed one, but then it's very normal because what they are doing is very dangerous. Last week, for instance, one of them was knocked down by their own colleague, and because the driver felt so shy, they picked the young lady into their vehicle, and then they left here, I'm sure, to another hospital or so. We never know. Another 40-footer container came straight into our wall.
Okay.
Straight into our wall.
Which part of the wall?
Right, the other side of the wall. This wall, this wall behind me has all been done freshly by myself. And then, like you can see, from the ground to this side is concrete, solid concrete, to avoid what happened, because the accident happened in the front and it affected the whole wall. We had to pull all the wall down and redo it. We have sent a petition to LADMA. We circulated it to the hospital, to Ministry of Health. Ministry of Health, we didn't hear anything from them. We took it also to Environmental Protection Authority. We did not hear anything from them. LADMA said they were working on it. We've had two meetings with LADMA, which really did not come up with anything, did not yield anything, right? We've met with the hospital authorities, and they seem not to care about what is happening, right? So we are not going to be rowdy in this world. We are going to...
Sorry to cut you, but then when you talk about they seem not to care, is it that they haven't listened to you? They haven't given you any assurances, or if you can explain that, like from the part of the authorities at the hospital?
Well, LADMA said they are working with the hospital, right?
That is the La General Hospital.
Yes, the La General Hospital, to really see what they can do with all the problems that we have put across. But we are not going to sit down. We are going to take them up, and then firstly, what we want to do is that the morgue must leave here. Okay, this is a general hospital. And if they want to put up a morgue, they should find somewhere to put it, not in between the estates. The estate is older than the hospital. And we feel the general hospital itself must be relocated to a big place. This is too small for a general hospital. The morgue must be removed. The morgue, which is supposed to have contained about 20 people, understand it's more than, bodies in there are more than 900, and they are now belted, not even on shelves. They are now belted. We understand the building was weak, and they had to do renovations and so on. Well, I'm not going to see that nasty thing there, but we've had a lot of complaints from even workers working there that, look, you people must do something about this. And it is quite a nuisance. Thursday, Fridays, you cannot stay here. And I'm sure if you walk down the street and knock at people's doors, most of them have left this place because they cannot stand the stench. It is too much, very disgraceful. Meanwhile, the authorities sit down unconcerned because they are not living with us here.
Honestly, they do burn around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. while people are sleeping. And lo and behold, should you come out and see, you'll be shocked by what you'll find. My wife said, look, there's some scent that emerged around 2, 3 a.m. So I took it upon myself to come out at 3 a.m. to have a look, and it's true. The smoke comes around all the area, and it gets into your room as well. So my grandkids started coughing. They cough. We send them to hospital several times and still.
So I'm currently here at the La Dade Kotopong Municipal Assembly, otherwise known as LADMA, and I will be having an interaction with the Municipal Coordinating Director in the person of Mr. Frimpong Boadu to find out his side of the story, as well as steps that has been taken concerning issues raised by residents of the South La Estate.
For this issue started quite some time now. It's been a long while since it started. and it's still raging on. The latest development is that they came as a group. First, they actually wrote a reminder, because it looks like even before some of us came here, the issue had been pending. So they reopened the issue through a reminder to us. And when it came, we saw the need to convene a meeting of all the parties. In this case, the petitioners and then the hospital authorities. And we discussed it. The issue had actually been brought to the attention of the EPA, you know, and at that meeting, EPA too was there, and they revealed that yes, they had been there. They themselves had also observed that yes, there was a problem, especially with the disposal, you know, of solid waste from the hospital. They saw that some places were littered, you know, and so therefore they had made some recommendations to the hospital for them to put things in better shape. So they had done that. The hospital authorities had done that, but after doing that, they didn't get back to the EPA. So EPA at that meeting said they were not. They were sorry to say that they hadn't enjoyed the full cooperation from the hospital. So our duty then was to make sure that we prompted the hospital authorities to fall in line, you know, by submitting totally to the directives of EPA.
Actually, those complaining about the morgue are those who share a wall with the morgue. And
have you gone to see the morgue yourself?
I haven't gone inside, but I was just around the morgue because we weren't allowed to enter because we're not coming for our dead or deceased person. But then I spoke to a woman who shares a wall with the morgue. Yes, and honestly, I smelled the stench. Like, I sensed the stench. It wasn't good. Yes, and she says,
what kind of smell did you smell? That's the hospital I visit anytime I'm sick.
Exactly, but she shares a wall with the morgue. Yes, I went to her house. They share a wall.
Shares a wall.
Yes, with the morgue, the hospital morgue. Yes, I went there. We have videos of that.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
So yes, so she was complaining that
I haven't actually kind of inspected it closely, but that is what the doc says.
Okay.
That is not so close to residential facilities, and so was wondering why these people were claiming that it was causing some nuisance to them.
If LATMA or EPA could.
No, EPA has been asked to handle all the issues.
Okay.
So when the final report comes, definitely it would include the complaint concerning the morgue. Are you with me?
Yeah.
You know, I'm just echoing some of the things the doctor said, but that's not a final position of the matter. The only thing I can comment about, you know, is about the noise that goes on. You and I know that this kind of thing is not limited to La General Hospital. It's something that goes on throughout this country, if you have observed it. When people come from their homes or their places of abode to come and pick their dead, even before they set off from their homes, they are already making the noise, beating drums and the congas and things like that. And you know, under those circumstances, the substances, many of them take alcoholic beverages before they come. Is that not it? Because they are bereaved and they are mourning. So by the time they come, they are unstoppable. So what the medical doctor told us, what the doctor said, is that they have been trying to encourage them, all of them, to come inside the hospital. Once they enter the confines of the hospital, you know, within the precincts of the hospital, you know, somehow they comport themselves. You get it, within the walls of the hospital, because they know that they are in an organized place. That one, they calm down and they tone down until they quietly take their body and then step outside and then resume their noise making. So meanwhile, whilst the family members are in there picking the body, those waiting outside are the people who make the noise. And under the circumstance, I've always been asking myself how we can check these people, because they come as an uncontrollable.
Yes, I've actually had the opportunity, my colleague and I have had the opportunity to witness that.
To witness it.
Yes.
You know, when they are coming, some of them, and you know, God save us if the person coming is, let's say, a fitter, a mechanic. Those who will be coming for the body, you know, would be members of the Fitters Association, and their dead body is there. They want to come for it. Before they come, you see the metals that they will be, you know, holding and making noise with them. These people, that's been the culture in this country. That yes, when your eye is red, you have to show to the world that yes, your eye is red. You know, and the only way you do it is to make noise. I mean, truth be told, that is what's going on in this country. And under the circumstances, when somebody is standing afar off and making his noise, how do you go there to tell the body, the person, to shut up? So therefore, maybe we may have to erect some barricade somewhere. Are you getting me? To cordon off a large portion of the population that would be coming to the morgue. You understand? And say, beyond this point, we won't allow. And that one, look at the environment. How are you going to do it? Yeah. So it's really a problem. It's really a problem. And I wonder what we can do about it as an assembly.
Now, have you received the petition from them?
Yes.
Okay.
We have the petition. They actually wrote.
And they are threatening court actions.
Yes, they wrote. They're threatening court action.
Okay.
They're threatening court action. And that is why I thought we have to be very technical about it. But I must also say that we appreciate their concern. We also appreciate their patience. Now, whilst we all wait on EPA to come out with what they have to come out with, they've so far been tolerant, and we condone with their concerns, but unfortunately we may still have to wait.
Well, residents of the South La Estate seem to have come to a conclusion that authorities are unconcerned about their plight, despite several calls for help. But the MCD of LADMA, Mr. Frimpong Boadu, has confirmed receiving complaints and even the petition from the residents, adding that there have been several meetings with stakeholders involved in the issue on how best to solve the problem. Mr. Frimpong Boadu has, however, assured residents of the South La Estate that LADMA is doing everything possible to bring their grievances to an end. Thank you for watching People and Places. My name is Na Oyokwote.